You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I'm so glad that you have joined me. Gosh, you know what? I'm getting really upset. We have a member of Congress, Maxine Waters, who represents a congressional district in California, who is trying to push the agenda of hate in the United States, to push harassment against other Americans. She's saying, if you see anybody out there who supports Trump, shut them down, harass them, push them back. So they're trying to destroy this nation that says we have the ability to talk to each other. We have the ability to agree but disagree. And she does not want that. She has become the mobster of intolerance towards other Americans. It's a sad situation where in America we have members of Congress telling Americans to harass, to hate. That is not the American way. We have always been able to stand before each other, sit down over coffee, and have really good conversations over what is important for our nation. We used to be able to support any president that we wanted to support. But now we have an issue where Maxine Waters feels that she is the mobster of intolerance and of hate and of harassment towards other people. You never tell other people, other Americans, to harass other Americans. That is the lowest of low. And I don't understand why members of Congress have not stood up in the chamber of Congress and said Maxine Waters needs to be sanctioned. No one says anything. They let her go on. Thank God Schumer and Pelosi did say something very lukewarm about it, but she needs to be sanctioned. And an ethics committee needs to be formed to investigate her words, to incite violence, to incite hate, to incite harassment towards other Americans. Do you know what happens when you do that? At some point in time, somebody gets hurt very badly. There's always some idiot, some crazy person that's out there who will take advantage of this hate and act upon the hate. Well, Maxine Waters is so dangerous to America that she should no longer be able to hold a seat in Congress for inciting harassment and evilness towards other Americans. I love this country. I love everyone in it. I love everybody that comes into my office who has a different political views. And let me tell you, in my office, my clients have come in and we have had some very doozy of conversations. Remember, I'm a conservative. My offices are in Hollywood. Where do you think we go in those conversations? Yes, they go in many different directions. But you know what? We get up, we shake hands, and they come back again next year. And next year, we always have a different conversation to talk about. But we never end up friends, and we never threaten each other, and we never pound on the table, and we never harass, we never do any of that type of thing, because we are really Americans who love our country. People who do not love our country have hate in their heart. Maxine Waters has deep, deep hate for the president, and she has hate for Americans who support the president. She refuses to go along with the theory that we can agree to disagree. Instead, she wants to do harm to other Americans, and she wants Americans to do harm to each other because she has hate and she's still mad. This is a very dangerous situation that Maxine Waters has walked America into. And those individuals who sit there on MSNBC and CNN and all the other channels who support her hate are driving the country into deeper hate. And that is evil. We can no longer do this because America is a much better country than this. Over the last few days, I have talked about anger, I have talked about hate, and how we need to walk away from hate. But instead, what happens is that we have members of Congress sitting out there doing stupid things and saying stupid things with very hate and evil. You know, this is a good example. If you're a religious person, you'll probably understand what I'm saying. Satan loves to divide. He loves to go out there and cause anger and hate and harm between individuals. He loves to go in there and cause people to do evil things because he knows there's hate. He thrives on hate. Well, so does Maxine Waters. She thrives on hate. She has no positive thing to say about this great country of ours. Instead, what she does is she drives hate into the ground. We have a problem. In this nation, as great as it can conquer this hate. We can conquer it. We can destroy it. We can eliminate it. We can walk away from it. We can push it away so that our nation can go on and be a civilized nation, a loving nation, a nation that cares about each other. Harassing other Americans doesn't cut it. It's a low-class belief that you should harass another American or another human being. It's a very low class. Maxine Waters has become the lowest of the low. And she needs to be sanctioned, and there needs to be an ethics committee that looks into her actions so that she does no more harm to this nation. So if you, members of Congress, if you have guts, and if you believe in tolerance, and if you believe in love, and if you believe in the freedoms of our great American people, you will take action against Maxine Waters, and you'll do it today. If you don't, Americans are going to wonder, how far are you willing to allow this hate and evil actions to continue? I call upon our pastors across this great nation to sit down and talk to your parishioners, your church members, and talk about love and how we need to treat each other and what God thinks about do unto others as you would have them do unto you. All of you ministers that are out there, destroy hate with a love. Talk to your people. It starts in the church to talk about hate and how to destroy hate. And you members of Congress, you have a responsibility to the rest of the United States to say enough is enough. Hate has to end now. And it has to end with Maxine Waters. She has become the mobster of the mob, of the people who want to hate. And we should no longer accept hate any longer from Maxine Waters. So Congress, if you have the guts, if you have the balls, do something about it. And Americans, reach out to your members of Congress. Tell them that you have had enough of this hate, enough of this division, enough of these individuals and members of Congress who incite violence and harassment to other Americans, and especially to the president and his family and to his cabinet. That is not American. It's got to end. Get rid of this hate. It's time to move on. Walk away from hate today.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.